What is up, dudes? I literally just turned off the Ted King stream on my TV over here and switched the camera just in time. So I actually found, I know a couple people mentioned it, but yeah, that really informative because I've had a ton of sciatica problems that stem from lower back issues. So that turned out to be really interesting conversation there. But yeah, what's up, Large Marge? Pudgy's in here. Patrick, Jay Dandy, Roger, how's it going? JMZ. Yeah, I got a, they had one 6-pack again at the gas station across the street, this Technicolor hat that a few of us have been pretty into. So, yeah, happy to find that and grab it. The autofocus was working tonight. There we go. So, Rick was just in PLP a little bit ago. Oh, did Pathless Pedal, were they live tonight too? He put up a thing about switching his live streams to Tuesdays or Wednesdays, a post asking people what their opinion was. I told him I hoped he'd go Tuesday because he does 8 o'clock also, so that would be fine because it would, lead into us. But I'm doing 9, but also probably end up starting up our group rides again soon, which would be Wednesday night, so I wouldn't be able to see that live, and it's more fun when we could all interact over there. So Now Pudgy's hanging on to his Technicolor. Rick said not to tell anyone. Oh, Pathless Pedal Discord. Yeah. Oh, looks like Patrick, you got the Blue Factory. Um, that's the first one I've seen. That's the 2 month member. So Ted King does not take pedal breaks, even though he's usually drinking from. He has a water bottle and a beer. Usually, I don't think he had a beer tonight. I don't know. I was setting this up while kind of more listening than paying attention. But no, I've never seen him take a pedal break in his 1 hour. So I think a few other people showed what they were drinking too tonight. What Patty Redbeard, Patrick had a Barrio Blonde Ale. Nice. It says native employed and owned. Interesting. Trying to read the can there while we're looking at this. Large Marge has got a Dead Guy, which is a pretty classic beer. Are you watching from the bike shop, Large Marge? For some reason that looks like the bike shop setup. JMZ's got the classic PBR. Probably the beer I've drank more than any other beer would be PBR, I'm sure. Ooh, Lanky's got some, what has he got, bourbon? No, smoked malt Scotch whiskey. Take a bigger, no, it doesn't go bigger. Let's see. Single malted Scotch whiskey, huh. Oh, not smoked malt, blended malt. Excuse me on that. Roger's driving? He's a pro. Dylan says, "Hey, what's up, Dylan?" He takes pedal breaks while riding. I was watching. How do you pronounce that? On Wednesday there's a Cobble Classic. Scheitelpriest, however they pronounce it, and the camera's caught. They usually try to pan away, but some of the pros riding their bikes and taking a leak, which is always amazing. How they can pull that off. Oh, Large Marge is back home. All right. I guess I never paid attention to where you have your computer sitting at your house. Rick with the blue factory to match the blue gloves. Yeah. And his balls. Oh, that is too good of a joke. Oh, yeah. We were looking at this on Tuesday. So me and Large Marge, we've talked about a number of times. A couple of our friends they finished the Fool's Loop in Arizona. And so we showed a couple of our friend Micah's Instagram stories and a couple of the pictures from his Strava route. So I saw them riding their bikes and their Instagram post to the airport today, which is awesome. They didn't take an Uber or anything. They were riding with their bike bags. It looked like AJ had the bike box under his arm and Micah had his on wheels and they were riding. So I messaged Micah and I asked if he would want to come on next week, maybe on Tuesday, either come over here or do it digitally and talk about their story, because I think it sounds pretty interesting. Micah's an interesting guy anyways, but I think it'll, since we all kind of had interest in this bikepacking trip, a couple of you guys are in Arizona, I think it'll make for a pretty good, pretty interesting thing to have someone on to talk about how that all went, because it didn't go as planned. But I don't think there's any reason for me to get into more of what I think happened, because we'll get him out here to talk about it. So I'm kind of excited to do that, and I think, we'll all kind of think that's a cool thing to check out. Then I still do want to do more of the members. Said I need to get the digital sorted a little more, and I just haven't had the time to do that after the last time where it kind of failed a little bit. But yeah, if Patrick wants to come on, we could show his videos and talk about his cool scenery in Arizona. Haven't had Lanky on yet, and anyone else who would be interested, in the member section of the Discord, just drop me a note like when you'd be interested in doing it, and we could set up something to start. I think doing some more of the guest appearances will be more fun. I want to get back into that. So looks like Rick is drinking his gluten-free omission. Yeah, their IPA. Nice. Shadow Prees. See if I make sure I'm double checking the desktop audio is up. But I know Rick said that the super chats weren't working last week for some reason. I don't know. I didn't turn monetization on last week, but I thought that only affected it playing ads at the beginning. I didn't think it would affect super chats or anything like that, but who knows? So I made sure that's on. I made sure the volume's on. So hopefully everything is set up right for at least just me doing this stream. It's funny too, before I came on, in an Instagram group chat about JMC. JMZ said he's driving too. Oh, nice. But yeah, an Instagram group about a trip. Some of our friends are going down, and this also dovetails with what we were talking about in the meetups on the Discord. A couple friends are riding down in a few weeks to Bolivar and camping at the Towpath Trail Peace Park, which is a spot that me, Large Marge, and Aaron camped at. We used that as our warm-up trip for Ohio to Erie, so that would have been late June, I think, or yeah, late June, right when my back started to get a little bit better. But in that group chat, some people must watch the channel as well because it turned to Brad and his tattoo. So I like that we have now, B-Vixer, or as you guys have called him, Funny Brad. The tattoo conversation has infiltrated every different level of chat that I have going on where Brad is involved. So JMC says he'll catch up live on the pedal break. Nice. Yeah, speaking of JMZ, I think he had a bike. I was thinking, yeah. So he posted this bike photo yesterday, I believe. Oh, and he said he was taking out their office cruiser. And he said that picture, he's in Buffalo. That's the, what do you call it? The Peace Bridge, right? It's the bridge to Canada. The bridge to Canada. And so when we did our Buffalo to Rochester, we rode along that trail and that bridge. And of course, the bridge was totally shut down because the border was closed. It still is closed. So I guess the bridge would still be closed now. Yeah, there's not a car up there. So, but yeah, that path along the river, we really thought was cool. It was crazy windy that day and just these like waves on the lake in Buffalo. And then the river was really choppy. And then on the way back, we were running really late and we rode that at night. And it was really kind of cool with the lights and the stars around and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I saw that photo and I had those memories and I was thinking that. And then just coincidentally, another friend, Ryan Hugh, who we ride with, hit me up today and asked me about Buffalo because him and a woman he's seeing decided to head there tomorrow, just a last minute getaway. And so I actually had Erin, because she's really good about this, had a Google Map list with all the cool stuff that she saw in Buffalo that she wanted to try and get to when we were out there. So she sent that his way so he could check it out. You know, she had the coffee shops and the different breweries and places to eat up there. So what's Pudgy? Now Pudgy's retracting messages. Oh, I see what Large Marge is doing there. It's pronounced Shadow Priest. Jay Dandy says he feels bad for Funny Brad. Dudes are being relentless. I mean, he didn't have to bring it up, did he? I don't think I brought it up when he was on, did I? I think he somehow started the conversation. So, yeah. What was the stream Brad was on? What do you mean by that? Because he's been on twice. He came over last week. He was here last Thursday. That's when everyone was really getting him, or really trying to get him to show the tattoo. But he brought up the tattoo story the first time he was on. He's in the thumbnail that time because that one was a planned appearance. Last Thursday, he just ended up. Oh, I definitely brought it up, Pudgy. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely it. Jay Danny, it already rained here today. I thought about trying to get a ride in around 4 or 5 or somewhere in there, and the sky was so iffy, and then it actually was fine. It did start sprinkling. It was warm enough that getting wet wouldn't have been a big deal tonight, but yeah, I just worked on stuff around here instead. I had plenty to do, so I definitely brought it up. That cracks me up. Huh. I'm looking at the overlay, and I wonder why it says Aaron is the latest member. I wonder if as it renews, it changes that way. So it's whoever renewed last as the months are rolling over now. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, there we go. Dylan talking about another platform. It was Instagram. Brad talking about Brad and his tattoo and an Instagram direct message for a trip down to Bolivar to go camping. So apparently, some of the people who are in that group chat have watched the streams and were talking about it. So yeah, so it's in there, but then also in the YouTube comments from the Nor'easter video. So there's a couple comments in there. So I told Brad to check out the YouTube comments, which he did. So yeah, that's what I meant. It's all the different platforms it's starting to come about. Yeah. Lanky said it rained on you while you were cleaning your bike. I actually washed my Raleigh today. I had an Instagram story the other day. It's totally covered in mud from me and Marge's ride on Monday. I think I talked about this on Tuesday. And it was so bad, but I still rode it. I was riding it totally muddy when I wrecked on Tuesday. Yeah, and I'm still like where my all my scratches have scabbed over, so they're like tender, but it's no big deal. But my rib, right here, where like I said, my elbow must have went right into it. I wouldn't be surprised if I actually cracked a rib, but they don't do anything for that anyway. So, sock guy has a low buy-in. Dylan says he had his eyes on those high socks in that video. Nice. Oh, Roger made it home. So yeah, the idea of making a sock that mirrors his tattoo is the funniest thing in the world, and we should really do that. Oh yeah, it's I could barely even touch this, but it doesn't really. I rode last night too, and it didn't really hurt that bad. I was running around taking photos of the University of Akron to Akron's mascot, and but when I went riding, it's fine. It's just if I any kind of pressure touches it, so I can't sleep that way or anything. And if I do roll over, I wake up real quick. Oh, JMZ's back up. I was talking about your bike in Buffalo there and the trail over there. So Jay Danny's trying to promote the sock pivot. Yeah, another thing we started to talk about, and Pudgy, before I get into this, says he's bringing a green Sharpie and a black Sharpie to the group ride for anyone who wants a temporary tat. Yeah, so we've talked about this a little bit before, but I did wanted to I asked the members in the member chat on the Discord what their thoughts were on the live streams as the days are longer and we get into summer, and everyone had some good opinions and like ideas. Kind of what I think I've settled on is to make sure that I stick to the Tuesday night at 9, and then see if people are still tuning in and we're still hanging out to keep always doing like Tuesday at 9. It's not really that crazy to get home at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, or for me, like even even 8:40 is enough for me to have everything ready, long as I set it up before I would leave. And so I was kind of thinking of why, after I started doing the live streams, I stopped. I was missing them all the time, and a lot of it is just has to do with the fact that in the summer I'll work later. I'll work till like 6 and then go out and ride. And so it's not really a big deal to adjust it if people are still tuning in and we're still having good conversations like this, because I really do enjoy it. And so I want to keep doing it. But it was just, yeah, the reason I started, like I've said this, if you've been around a long time, you know it. I just wanted to learn how to live stream. So giving myself a goal to do it every Tuesday and Thursday was like, I knew that I would learn how to do it and I'd get better and better at it and stuff like that. But, there was only like two or three of us ever in here, usually just Pudgy and Large Marge. And then Broadford started joining pretty regularly. But yeah, so if I was going to miss it, if I was out riding, I had no reason to, rush home. If I got home at 9:15, I just didn't do it. So I'm still thinking going forward, it's worth attempting to do Tuesdays and Thursdays, but, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If anyone has an opinion on that, if I can't do it Thursday, should I try and do one on Friday or whatever, or should just, but I think sticking to the Tuesday consistency is the thing that makes the most sense for me. Rick had brought up an idea about like doing it out on the road. The problem with the timing of that is the reason I picked 9 is because that's a sensible time to be home. And when I picked that late summer, early fall, I thought that's a reasonable goal to shoot for. It's kind of funny too, because the idea is with the pandemic, I thought I'd be doing a lot more live streams and it would be something to offer my clients. And instead what's ended up happening is now, at first when the pandemic hit, people were actually doing live streams a lot. But then we all kind of learned the better thing to do is record all this stuff ahead of time, just like you're making a video. Because then you can do the edits, you could add all the B-roll, you could add all the photos. You don't have the mistakes of someone just that happened in a live stream or someone rambling on and going over. So I have ended up doing a lot of stuff that went like live, but we shot it all the way I would normally shoot a video. Then what a lot of groups do is they do like 10 or 15 minutes at the end if there was a raffle or an award winner or something like that. So, and I'm still doing that. There's still going to be some virtual events that I'm pre-shooting stuff for. But I've only ended up managing like 2 true live streams for corporate clients. But what ended up coming out of that instead is this, where we get together and chat and look at each other's photos and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I really like it. So we'll see. And plus having, like I said, the guests and doing more of that should be more fun. So Rick said, how about Tuesdays at 9:01? No pork. Back in the Blue Moon days. So, oh, that does remind me too with those commands. Hey, what's up, William? The Half Cleveland. Yeah, it's a band that has Chris Butler from the Waitresses and Harvey Gold. Oh, need my headphones.
Rick Urbanovsky super chatted $5. Banana, pork, banana.
Get this. Lost my focus. There we go. Yeah, the shirt is Harvey Gold, who was in Tin Huey, and Chris Butler, who's the guy who wrote Christmas Wrappings and I Know What Boys Like for the Waitresses. But yeah. And then I guess I believe that the name Half Cleveland, there was some style that was associated with Cleveland. I don't really know the details. It's before my time, but it's supposed to be kind of an offensive term, actually. But anyways, that's what I'm thinking with the streams, is just to always plan on the Tuesday and then the Thursday being a bonus. But again, and it's also that I go, because Large Marge doesn't get off work till about 6, so a lot of times I'd go meet him and ride, and then we'd be getting back. But what I was saying to Aaron is maybe when we do that, we just don't stop as long and keep it going. So then again, if I come on Thursday and there's no one, everybody else is out riding and they're not tuning in, then maybe it's not worth doing. We'll just see, but play it by ear. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I think we all have fun and we all learn something, so I'm into keeping it going. Yeah, I think it's a worthwhile thing to do. I feel like it grows the channel too, so I think it's always been good for, I have this set on top chat, not live chat. I want live chat to make sure I'm not missing anybody, but yeah. Oh yeah, then the other thing with the exclamation point commands, like we should really add these, like so we could do even more of those. Like I could make as many as I want, and that was one thing at first when I asked, no one really had any suggestions. But now that everyone's doing it as a joke, I'm gonna. I made a note to add those for next week, but yeah, do as many of that goofy little things as we can. But I know there was a couple other bike pics too in here. Like I said, I was looking at JMZ's because it reminded me of riding by there a couple times. Oh yeah, Dylan's at this. I don't think he labeled the mountain bike trail that he's riding at. But yeah, I was looking at this. That looks like a pretty intense double turn. What is that? So you could go either way. You could go hit the jump, or go over the bump and avoid that like almost like helix like banked turn. But funny Brad. JMZ said pro tip, he could fire up the TV and get the live stream going and have double stream and get caught up in 4 minutes. Nice. Funny, Brett. We do need a. I keep forgetting even in the Discord because the Discord's not. Oh, this is alum. Dylan says the photo I have up here is Alum Creek in Columbus. All right. Yeah, we must pass right by there when we're riding because I've been through that area, but never. We're always loaded, so I've never tried to go to the loaded touring through the trail. But yeah, oh, that's the one I showed. This is the one I didn't yet. Oh, I definitely have to check that down. Check that out next time we're down that way. But yeah, the Discord's not limited in how many, or it is, but it's like a huge number. How many of the emojis we could make? So I need to get some more custom emojis into that. But Pudgy says he sent me the emoji we need. Oh yeah, you did. Where did you send that to me? Where did I just? Oh, then also funny Brad could actually be a command since he lives so close. Yeah. We press that. We do the exclamation point Brad and then he shows up. Oh yeah, and JB5 posted his Surly cross check. I was surprised, but did the cross check get more clearance over time? I was wondering because it looks like he has fenders and he has 41 millimeter tires on there. These are also the tires I think Pudgy was saying he has and was offering. Oh, there we go. Because didn't early ones only have room for like 38s and stuff like that, or even smaller? More like true cross geometry? I'm sure it depends on the wheels you're running, like always, too. But oh yeah, he said this is the Brad, the Brad emoji we need. JMZ says he needs a devil emoji and a head of lettuce emoji. Yeah. We do need a Devil's Drivetrain emoji. I was trying to think of how to do a one by what that could because emojis are so small. But just yeah, we do need the one ring for the Devil's Drivetrain for sure. We were talking about that. I'll pull that pick up. Jay Dandy scored this Shimano 600 crankset. That's the biopace, so it's oval. And in the conversation, I said two rings the way God intended. Wait, I need to see the conversation. because I said I don't eat from the apple tree of the Devil's Drivetrain. Pudgy in the hearts. Yeah, I think we need more specific stuff to the stuff more emojis to the stuff we always talk about in the Discord. It'd be great to have, yeah, we just have a lot of phrases we talk about all the time. So, oh, there's the Devil's Drivetrain. Pitchfork for crank arm, lettuce head for chain ring with green colored teeth. Yeah, pitchfork for crank arm. Yeah. Ah, what's up, obsolescence? He said biopaste, nice find. Yeah. I have a Shimano 600 crank set with that logo on there. I'm trying to think of what I have it on. Because what, 600 became Altegra? Isn't that the, is that the, next thing you know, Tim is going to be talking shit about flared bars. Yeah. I mean, they're totally cool if you know, like stuff that doesn't look good. You know, just kidding. Yeah, funny Brad, B. Vixer is actually caught at work in that thread he was talking about that. Because I was like, you could come over and let that lizard fly. But he said he was still stuck at work, so it's not happening. But just double checking on that conversation. Oh, what is Roger drinking? Let's get this up here. Sour ale brewed with black cherries, aged in oak. That's another word I've never known how to say. I know what an oak fodor is, but actually, funny enough, speaking of Rehoboth, they have those huge ones at oh my god, my mind is going blank on the brewery from Rehoboth, but yeah, those giant vessels that are oak, but. That sounds like it could be interesting. Paradox, I'm not familiar with them either. Maybe Paradox Brewing. I don't think so. My pork friends have fallen. Lol, high. As that is Astro Kilometers, the pork guy, is he back? How Pudgy says that Pudgy says 600 is Altegra. Yeah, 600 is the precursor to the Altegra name. Roger Hart said triple doesn't offend him. Yeah, well, like I've said before, I have 2 triples. Yeah, triple on my Truck 500, which, like I said, comes in handy because I ride that as like just a road bike sometimes, but then that's the bike I've used for touring, so that extra small ring when we're climbing some of the hills in Amish country on some of the trips we've done, like Ohio to Erie. It's been great. It just gives so much range. I mean, I know they've now extended that range by having the huge rear cassette and the mullet idea. But if you're going vintage, that's not or you have some derailleurs. That's not always it's not always an option. Oh, hey, what's up, Rusty? No SRAM, no mountain bike, no flares, no fun. Dogfish head. Rusty's got my back, yeah. Before you came on, Rusty, I was saying that our friend Micah talked about coming on next week, and we're going to talk about his trip doing the Fool's Loop in Arizona. He just got, I think they're on the plane right now, actually. They're flying home, but I think he'll have some pretty interesting stories to tell. It looks like they had some serious struggles out there, just like you guys said they might. But Jay Dandy says he's going down to the crossroads. Yeah, I mean, oh, that's the full name Roger was saying of his beer is Paradox Active Culture Cherry Shade. I guess I could have figured that out, but yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting, Rusty. Like I said, I've decided like a couple of us here already follow Micah on Instagram and stuff like that. But like I said, I know a little bit. I don't know the story. I know some stuff that happened. My girlfriend, well, Erin, rode with AJ's girlfriend last night who was on the trip. And so she got a little bit of information about how things went. So yeah, I think it'll be pretty cool to have him on and hear all about that. So trying to think of is Lanky's image like the granny gear right there. So hey, what's up, Robin? How's it going? I've been chatting with Robin and Pixel and other threads. Whoops. On sorry, I lost my train of thought. On Instagram, and both of them getting set up to do a bike packing trip. And I know Pixel Wolf's got his first, or what he said, what he was saying in the Discord, he's got his tent on order and all the stuff he now needs to go do it. And so that sounds exciting. Oh, what's his handle? I could drop that for you so you could check it out. He's a really good artist, so it's a mix between cycling style. It came up without even pressing in like one word. Yeah, so that is Micah Kraus. Genuine Article is kind of the name he uses for like his art business. But yeah, he does really cool screen printing. He screen printed. So if any of you guys have either the Fitzwater Photography T-shirts, my logo with kind of the half-toned look, or the Musettes, Genuine Article actually made the screen and screen printed those. So oh, Rick said he made us a. Oh, nice. I'll download that and then re-upload it so we could use it as an emoji. But there's the Devil's Drivetrain. Oh, that's great. That's perfect. I was catching up on the chat, but yeah, that's perfect. Is DYK, don't you know? I'm sure it's the same guy again, huh? Same guy or girl. William said looks awesome, Rick. Yeah. Yeah. I'll download that and get it to the right size and all that stuff. Oh yeah, it's right. Antoony is Nicholas on the Discord in here. Yeah, he posted that. I made it onto the Pathless Pedaled Instagram stories. Got restoried earlier. I was watching his video about how to do the iron-on thing, so it seems like it worked out. We'll see if I have to end up putting stitches into the patches, but yeah, a couple of Pathless Pedaled patches onto my chrome hip bag. So Robin says he's been helping Pixel Wolf get into bike camping and stumbled on my video on the subject. Found it informative. Oh, good. Yeah, that's the far and away that bike packing and touring for beginner video I made. It like performs equal to the rest of the channel, if not like more so than the rest of the channel. It's like, yeah, gets more views than all my other videos combined. So, but yeah, I thought there was like a gap on YouTube because people do like beginner videos about bike packing and touring, but there are always still people that are showing a $2,500 bike with $300 bags on it, and nothing wrong with that. Like the bike I ride, like I said, I traded for it and stuff, and it's older, but new was a more expensive bike, and like now I have like some Swift bags and some nicer stuff. Nice stuff is nice, but it doesn't need to be prohibitive. And I just felt like there wasn't a lot in that space, and I made that video, and the fact that it is my most popular proves there, in the comments that I get on it, prove that there was room in that space for someone to show like, hey, you can grab this old bike and you could throw a backpack on and you could go overnight and give it a try. And if you like it, then you could slowly upgrade and get in. Because, yeah, nice gear is nice. It's nice to have the right stuff. We were talking in the Discord about, and like I said, I ended up spending money on the tent and the sleeping bag to get very light, small stuff for that. Like, adds a huge advantage, especially if you're going far, but it doesn't need to be a limiting factor that you don't have it. There's still ways to go about it. So, yeah, I'm glad that people have found that helpful. So, Navi Mac 3S Adios. It's not summer yet, but bikes are cool. Yeah, most of us, well, some of us don't really have a winter, but a lot of us, like I ride year round now. My main thing, I've talked about this before, is cold rain. That's like the thing I won't ride in. Like, I would rather it be 28 and snowy than 41 and raining. But Rick said he's $100 an hour, so I owe him. So I owe him, what did he say? $12 for the emoji? All right. Lanky says he doesn't need a sleeping bag, he just keeps his sock height high. Or you could just leave, or Lanky, you could just leave your gravel shoes on. It sounds like they're warm enough that that would keep you warm all night, right? Yeah, Robin said it's good info for people who just want to get out for the weekend. Yeah, you got to start somewhere. And I just don't want people not to start getting into, like, even cycling in general, because you see kit and you see, spandex and all this stuff. And I think there's a lot of people who look at any aspect of cycling and they're like, that's for that kind of person, or you need all that fancy stuff. And it's like, no, you could have some old bike and you could have some things, you need to know some basic maintenance. And I talk about that. And like, you should know how to fix a flat, you should, there's a couple things you should know how to do. But yeah, you don't need expensive stuff. So see ya, Navi. Oh, wait, I missed a comment because I see. Oh, Rusty said he checked out Micah's Instagram and it looks sweet. But, oh, Rick's laughing at Lanky's comment about the sock. Hey, that's got it. A chamois padded onesie. Yeah. Romper with a chamois. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, the first few bike packing trips, I had my car packing tent sticking way out of my pannier, which were the bags I already owned, and it worked. A big issue, and I also said, in that video, credit card touring is a fine thing to do. We still do it. That's how we did Buffalo to Rochester and back. Just bringing enough, snacks and clothes you need for the trip, but everything doesn't have to be a complete wilderness, excursion. There's tons of different ways to do it, and no one way is better than any other way. So, Roger says he's owned about every type of bike frame material and prefers old steel, especially his converted mountain bikes. Yeah. Did you guys? Did I end up posting that in the? Yeah, I did in the Discord. Get that up here somewhere. I thought I posted it in Bike Picks. There it is. Yeah, so last night I was waiting for Zippy to show up, and like the sun was, there was still like, you could see like twilight in the sky, and I wanted to catch that and balance it with the light of the marquee, but then I wanted to use my flash to expose for Zippy and the people who were going to be around him. This kid rode by on a specialized hard rock that was like almost pristine. I mean, it's still like, as Dylan called it, got the dork disc on there. It's got the reflectors on there, everything. And as he rode by, I was like, hey, hang on a second. And I was like, I really like your bike. I was like, and then told him what I was doing. I was like, would you be a stand-in? And I gave him a card and everything, and I texted him this photo this morning. But it was cool. I was like, that bike's really cool. It's kind of from my era, and I pointed my bike's leaning up on the inside there. I was like, I have that bike, but I have a mountain bike kind of like that. And he was like, oh, thanks, man. He was like, my mom bought this for me, and I, it's pretty funny that this is the bike that he ended up on, and yeah, pretty cool. And like Dylan, I think was saying in the Discord that now they're kind of in high demand. But yeah, that would fit into the every bike is a gravel bike, right? Just got to throw drop bars on it category. But yeah, it was cool. I think I kind of made his day, and he kind of made my day. So I also I meant to post these too because I only have it on my phone. I'd only captured. Yeah, the bike is older than he is. But so right before this, I had stopped because I had like 2 hours between the shoots. So I brought my bike in instead of, like I was saying, I was riding around instead of going home and 15 minutes coming home, an hour to try and do stuff, 15 minutes going back, being set up. I'm like, I'll bring my bike and roll around. But then I was too nervous to go too far and worry about timing. So I stopped at Acronym and had a beer. And when I was leaving Acronym, there was do I have a picture of a creepy little girl under the marquee. But there, when I was leaving Acronym, where my bike was locked up to the rack, there were two vintage trucks there, and one was a Trek 520, an original one, probably be about a year after my Trek 500 because it didn't have the vintage decal; it had the painted one on the down tube. But I grabbed a picture because in case traveling through pops in, because he's riding on the modern 520, which has all the updates, but they made it look vintage. So I thought it was really cool. They had mustache bars on it. It looks like everything is original except the bars, and it had a Brook saddle. And then there was a Trek 420, a red one, that I think looked like it was all original as well. I could probably just post this in the Discord and pull it up real quick while I'm talking about it because it was just neat to see. And I'm like, who were the people that they must have been sitting inside? Because I'm like, who were the people who were riding these bikes? I would have liked to have seen them. But again, I don't really talk to anyone anymore with the way things are. But oh, yeah, they're there. I got them on here. Modern technology, man. Is it? No, the Trek is the Trek 400, not a 420. No jazz cabbage Trek. Yeah. Need a shining emoji? A beer. Yeah. Large Marge, why you always gotta out me? But wait, I know those tires. Wait, what are those? I have those on my Trek now. Are those the? No. What did I have those on? Yeah, so upgraded pedals, but yeah, but look at those bars they have on them. Those are my one friend Ryan always tried to get me to get these kind of bars. He said they would change my life. But like I said, I think that 400's original. And what is that bell? Is that bell that he has on the stem? Is that the Velo Orange one? Oh, what's up, Pixel Wolf? Nice to see you. Oh, you said you ended up picking up one of the Zeitgeist? Yeah, so we were looking around and yeah, we're looking around and like everyone's kind of now sold out of the Zeitgeist, but I found Hope Cyclery, I believe, still had a bunch of them and different ones. Which one did you end up grabbing, Pixel Wolf? So Ah, those are the Pasella tires. I have those on my Peugeot. Otis sold me those because he said they were, yeah, he said they'd be perfect for that bike. Yeah, I have those in 32 on my Peugeot PNL10. Peugeot's naming scheme. High flange hubs, huh? Looks like both bikes might be running those. Pixel Wolf got the coyote colored Zeitgeist. That's people have been looking for those in the different colors. They have been, you know, even when I got mine from REI because they had them, they only had the black, I believe. But I ordered a second one. I ended up ordering the Camp and Go Slow version in the darker color, which is made of the, what do they call that? Cadora instead of the, man, I don't know the names of all these fabrics. I read them in the descriptions, but yeah. Oh yeah, Pudgy had some nards. Did anyone take you up on that offer yet? Cordera. All right, yeah. What is the regular material called? Like, is that what, X Pack or something? I could pull up their website too. Hope. Oh, already got it. So Hope Cyclery is one half of Camp and Go Slow. It's one of the guys, and that's what led me to it. So I ordered from the Camp and Go Slow website, started looking at Hope Cyclery. Me and Pixel Wolf were talking in a chat about the bag, and then I saw that they had them in a bunch of different colors still. So yeah. Let's see, where's, oh yeah, I mean it's pictured on that bike. That's not the. Oh, they have a Bombora, a '62 Bombora. Wow. Yeah, so they had this other version of the Zeitgeist too. What are they calling that one? Yes, the black one's the one I got. See how many. Oh, you got the last of the Coyote Pixel. They're sold out now. Yeah, the rattlesnake bar wrap. They use that rattlesnake theme on the Zeitgeist Camp and Go Slow bag that I ordered. Let me see where I'm way back on the chat. Oh, Dylan got the Coyote too. Yeah, didn't I think Dylan you grabbed one of the last Coyote ones from REI? I just got some Nards for me. Like he's got some Nates. Those are gigantic. William said he's thanks to me. He wants to grab a vintage bike. He sold his Schwinn Latour. Patrick said he found the Nard slow on pavement. Cordura is the devil's canvas. Oh, see you, Rusty. Sorry, I missed that you were taking off. Go get those tacos. Get my face back on here. Um, oh yeah, Lanky, you ended up picking up your bike. Have you started on that build at all, or just get your parts in the? Oh, and Robin said he has some Cordura shirts from the thrift store, and they're indestructible and nice. Yeah, that patch looks rad. The Camp and Go Slow version. Let's see if I could find that. The one that I ended up. Oh, I bet it'd be in my email. Quickest way to find that link. Oh, there it is. Yeah, this is the second one I grabbed, this version. So it's got the rattlesnake like trim on it, and the Camp and Go Slow Swift. So Swift makes it for him. But I figured instead of getting the same one, might as well get a slightly different version. And so this will be the, well, I'll probably end up putting this one on front and putting the black one on as the saddlebag. But Rusty said he changed his mind. He's watching on his phone while he cooks. We're too compelling, huh? Roger's got the 95 Gary Fisher Marlin. Yeah. Yeah, the Swift Gear too. I mean, me and Brad, funny Brad, were talking about it. They just think of everything. You could just tell they're bags that are made by cyclists. You know, like just so many little touches that are so practical, and why I really like them. I also picked up some of those. Dylan was talking about stops for the end of like I got that extra cord to wrap through like the D ring so I could tie down stuff to the top. The cord is fine. The little spring locking things that came with them are garbage. It's about good enough to put a windbreaker under there, but it would not be holding down like a sleeping pad or anything like that. So I got some of those locking wheels from Dylan's Link, actually. So I figured when I get this bag and the Zeitgeist, I'll make another video talking about all of that stuff and also compare the two versions, even though they're pretty much the same. But Lanky said he's still waiting on shipment for parts from all over the world. Could be a while. Yeah, no rush, right? I mean, so Pixel he has a tent, a back rack, or lead panniers, a bar bag, the Zeitgeist, a saddlebag, a toe peak, and looking for Thermarest self-inflating pad and cookware. Yeah, we were talking about this in the Discord. The sleeping pad is the one thing I'm looking for. I know there were some good suggestions dropped in there, and I need to go back and read through that and decide what I'm going to get, because I have always toured and camped. Well, if I car camp, I have one that fits, but my sleeping pad is, I think it is like a Thermarest one, self-inflating, but it's way too big to put on my bike. It's fine for car camping or packing in a little bit, but not for days on the bike. So I'm saying that's another thing I'm willing to spend a little bit of money on, to have something that folds down small, and something that won't deflate on you. So oh yeah, isn't that pretty cool, Pixel? Rick said he just saw on Rad Bike Adventures that he should tilt his Brooks up a bit. He's going to try it. They're really smart over there. We've been telling him that forever. Pixel, the foam spacers, don't they ship with the one that you ordered? They ship with the Camp and Go Slow version. I ended up finding them because they were sold out on Swift's website, and the company that I got them through, Aaron actually found. I actually don't think I'm going to have the link because she was the one who found it. Let me see. The foam spacers. Oh, bike touring news. See if I can pull up this website. Do they have a link to it? I think they're necessary because it depends on how you ride, but the way I ride on the rally, I ride with my hands on the tops a lot. Yeah, so this is where I actually found the foam spacers. And they come with the longer volet straps to fit through the spacers. But yeah, I'm someone who just, as another hand position, if I'm really sitting more upright on the rally, I will ride on the tops of the bars. So to have the foam spacers was a game changer with that, just to get that room. I think did I talk about that in the video? I think I did, but just also how it kind of dropped the bag down a little bit, which I liked. So. The bag doesn't have any dividers on the inside obsolescence. Well, the Swift Zeitgeist doesn't. It just got the two outboard ones. So Robin said it took him years to tilt his Brooks up. I knew right away. I felt like I was sliding off the front of it. Well, no, I guess my first bike that had one, the Riviera, it took me a little while to get the gist of that. But when I put one on the Trek 500 for touring, I definitely did point it up a little bit right away. Yeah, I can't wait to follow you guys on Instagram as you go out on your trip and stuff like that and travel. 3 seasons sleeping pad for sure. If you're winter camping, you could stack multiple pads. Yeah, I don't. Most stuff I look at like 3 seasons. I'm not going to be camping if it's that cold. I'm not going to be bike camping if it's that cold. So yeah. Robin H dropped a couple photos from. Well, let me read the caption first. Oh, overnighter last summer, 25-mile ride on the city on a rail trail. Oh, that was your setup there from last summer. Nice. Got the Brooks with the cutout. Definitely pointed up a little bit. What's the bag on the front of there? That looks. I've seen that style of bag. I can't think of what brand that is. That's one thing I want to do is put fenders on my Trek 500. I have them. I've talked about this, but they're just the complete DIY ones. A hammock. Ah, man, I don't know how people could sleep in hammocks. There's just no way as someone who like rolls around and moves into a bunch of different positions I could ever sleep in a hammock. But Pixel needs to decide on some clipless pedals. Do you ride clipless already? I was just talking on Lanky's page. I don't know if you guys saw Lanky's latest video. I should drop the link to that too. He was reviewing some kind of gravel shoes. Like he said, you don't need gravel shoes, but they looked really cool for touring because they were really walkable. Like you could walkable. Just that you could walk in them, basically. Open this full screen, not this stupid stuff. I want to drop the link. Share. There we go. Oh, Pixel's going clip. He is riding clipless, and he's got Shimano SPD for his fixed. Oh yeah, he said there were time pedals. That's one thing I don't know anything about the cleat. I mean, I wouldn't say I don't know anything about the cleats because I watch GCN and I watch other cycling stuff, so I do, and I follow cycling news. But yeah, for as far as like, I feel like Pixel, and I'm like I said, I don't ride clipless, but if you have something you like, I wouldn't see why you would change. The only thing is, one thing that I know a couple people have talked about, large marge and stuff like that, is when you're touring and if you ride clipless, and you have more road shoes or other things, do you want to walk around in those kind of shoes? Or do you have to bring second shoes to be comfortable around the fire or if we go into town? That's a consideration. That's why I really liked Lanky's video because I'm like, if I went clipless, I would want shoes like that are comfortable riding clipless on the bike and are comfortable off the bike. And even like the last video I posted where we're walking up some of those super steep dirt gravel inclines that we just couldn't make it, then I want to have normal shoes on, or not normal, but shoes that can be like you could walk around in pretty easily. So, oh, Robin said then he destroyed his rear derailleur. So from these pictures we were just looking at, he said you have to go. He must have had to go home in one gear. I've done that out on a. I did that last summer on my Roger Riviera. He picked up a stick and ripped the derailleur off and had to ride it home in one gear. Luckily, we were with Otis, so he was able to help me get that all set up. But oh, Rick was saying that he took his fenders off. Yeah, see, the fenders that like I have are like permanent. They're like lifer fenders. They're the kind you put on, and they shouldn't rattle. They shouldn't make up any noise or anything like that. I definitely took the fenders off my mountain bike when I had them on there for winter riding because the ice and snow would build up and they were clip on and they would shift and they were a pain. But that's why I want to put on some serious fenders. These are Honjos, so Roger says he loves Vans. Yeah, I ride in Vans old schools. Um, and toe cages, straps, or flats. But I, like I said, I made a video about pedals, and I'm not writing off clipless. I just like to have like shoes that are the shoes I want to have on all the time. Large Marge said he just picked up an interesting set of shoes for post ride hangs. I'll be interested to see what that means. Gary said he never had a problem with normal shoes. I think if you haven't ridden clipless, you kind of just don't know what you're missing. Everybody I know who's ridden clipless has a hard time going back to anything else. I have a lot of friends who have not a lot. I have friends who have tried just straight flats. AJ, who's out, was one of the guys out in Arizona, and he just after always riding clipless, he just could not. He couldn't do flats or cages. Since I've never ridden clipless, it doesn't bother me. But I do know when I ride my rally on just flats, sometimes I wish I had like toe cages or the straps because when I am climbing or really getting after it, I really find that extra security is nice. That it's not about being able to pull up; it's about your foot not sliding forward. Really, when people talk about pulling up, I don't really believe in that. They say that's not efficient. They said your pedal stroke is your pedal stroke. So people used to talk about how you have to learn a better pedal stroke. You have to pedal in wheels. All the modern research now is just pedal how you pedal. So, oh yeah, we were looking at those pedals that Pudgy was talking about last week. I could pull those up again if we have the link. Marge got clipless Crocs. Yeah, and Pixel's saying right there, riding clipless really changes your mindset. You feel like you're losing power when you go back. I totally understand that because I've been out like on long flat rides, like even when my Peugeot was my main bike, and I really would tighten down the straps, knowing that I'd have no time to put a foot down. All right, I have no upcoming time where I'm going to need to put a foot down, and just having like the classic, toe cages tightened down really hard or hard enough, like really does, make you feel more like in tune with the bike and just yeah, like you're getting all the power out of it. So I could imagine that clipless is just the next level of that. And but again, I like that's why I found Lanky's video really interesting because the kind of shoes he was riding are like shoes that I would be able to walk around in. Whereas my thing is I just love my Vans. I've worn Vans since I was 16, and it's like the shoes like that I want to have on. But I also didn't used to ride 5,000, 6,000 miles a year on a bike, so it might be time to look into some other options. Rick says he has some Velo Orange fenders and he took them off. They rattle and make noises. Drove you crazy. See, then they're not installed right, though, and I'm not putting that on you, and that's why I haven't installed mine, because to do your fenders right, they shouldn't rattle or make noise. And it's a whole process to do that correctly, and it's not a simple one. So, yeah, Pixel says he feels like he can crush hills and all that. And plus, being a bike messenger and a guy who rode fixies, that makes total sense. So, yeah. Large Marge says he does kind of want those Shimano SPD sandals. I don't know if I've seen those. Let me try and pull them up. But God, I am no offense to anyone who rides in sandals. I just, like Ron and all those guys, Ultra Romance. Man, I'm not a fan. Then again, I only started wearing shorts like 2 years ago, so that's just who I am. I wanted my jeans and my Vans on, so like I said, mindset slowly changes. You get more and more into what you're into, but I don't think sandals will ever be a thing you'll see me in. So I'm sure I saw these SPD sandals, but oh no way, those are so gross. I'll pull them up here. There's a bunch of different ones, so I don't know exactly which ones are. Oh, it's way over here on the side. Let me. Oh, they even say right here Shimano reissues a Legend SPD sandals back to celebrate 25 years of comfort over style. That is, they're nailing it. That is comfort and zero style. Yeah, I would say it's less than zero style. It's negative. It's offensive style. Oh, that's horrible. And with socks, you might as well. I guess you might as well. If you're going that far, you might as well go all in, right? Pixel said Chrome tried to make clipless shoes and they're horrible. They fall apart so easily. Yeah, if something works for you, something works for you, right? So with what Pixel's saying about sticking with the ones he likes. So Dylan said no shorts added to the list. I've mellowed out in my old age, man. Yeah, I was a pretty, you know, the rules. Pixel said he threw up looking at those. Yeah, just needs a lizard tattoo. Yeah, those are horrible. Dylan was back to the fender. Said every time he installs fenders for winter, it takes 3 hours, and he makes a bunch of custom washers and spacers for that silent tucked ride. Yeah, the ones in the kit I have with the Honjos has like all those what are they? They're almost like that cork. There's cork bushings and stuff like that, and you're supposed to put the subtle bend into those stays that hold everything. It's like a thing that I keep waiting till I'm like, there's a day where I have enough patience to do something like that and know it's going to be like a day long project to do it completely right. But Jay Dandy said, we haven't seen his toes. They're pretty. Patrick said he mangled his foot years ago riding home from happy hour in flip flops. Stupid curb jumped right out of nowhere and bit him hard. Yeah, that's what. Well, Erin asked me because she hates tan lines, and so she'll like wear. She would be barefoot when she was managing the farmers market, which is totally in a grass field is fine. And she's like, "Can I wear sandals when we ride bikes?" I was getting around, I said, "Absolutely not." Like, and it's not just. It is not just a fashion thing. I think it's just a bad like Patrick's saying. It's a bad idea. Like they're like you know if you work in a factory, you wear steel-toed boots. If you go out riding, you should have your feet protected. Nothing will ever change my mind on that one. That just doesn't make sense to wear sandals if you're riding your bike. You know, it looks gross and it's actually not practical. So Lanky is waiting for the road cleat sandals to be released so that he can wear it with his chamois onesie. Yeah, Pixel Wolf said he has some Tivas for around the fire, and our friend Kenny, who rides clipless now, he rode with us the first night of Howdy Erie, and he had some, you know, simple. I think they were actually just the more old school style flip flops for around the fire, and to bring something small, totally makes sense if you're going to wear clipless shoes that aren't good to walk or move around in as much, and you don't want to put them on. Like, yeah, I mean, I have flip flops. Like, I have flip flops to go out to, well, here I really don't need to because my mailbox is on my door, but when I had a house to the end of the driveway or stuff like that. But yeah, don't ask Yonda about those fenders. Barefoot riding, yeah. I actually don't have any. Man, when I was a kid, I rode my bike barefoot all the time, but I remember all those stubbed toes and how bad you would hurt your feet. I walk barefoot, like I walk around my neighborhood barefoot, and even today I was walking actually 2 blocks over here, and the guy who owns the bike shop down the street here, Wheel and Wrench, lives back here, and he saw me and he's like, "Your shoes look like feet," And I'm like, I'm always amazed by people being surprised by it. It's 80. It was 83 to today. Like, why am I going to put shoes on to go for a walk around the neighborhood? That's just. But to me, it's shoes or no shoes, no in between. Robin was saying the safety thing, like a closed toe sandal would make more sense. There's so many things that can go wrong. There's just no way that yeah, I don't know. Hey, what's up, Raul? Hopefully I said that right. He said sandals are kind of popular with odd. I don't know what that word adux adu riders in France. If you ride 20 out or of 24, your feet grow over the days. Oh, 20 hours. So that must be like an endurance ride style thing. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. When I think of like Randonneur riders, I've never seen them wear sandals. It always looks like they're usually wearing kind of regular shoes. Just pour shoe glue all over your feet, permanent shoes forever. Oh, Keen made a closed toe SPD. Interesting. Obsolescence says he rocks flip flops on hot days. He has hillbilly ancestors. His feet are tough. Yeah, yeah. I don't wear. I don't ever. Only if someone is coming over to the studio do I like put shoes on. I'm barefoot right now. Like I hate wearing socks and shoes when I had regular jobs, and even still, if I'm on like a set or a shooting location for a long time, the first thing I do when I come home is take my socks and shoes off. I hate it. I hate having hot feet, even with nice, like all the modern great wool blend socks and all that stuff. You obviously need them in the winter, but yeah. So when I'm just around hanging out, like unless there's like a safety thing, like a bonfire, like at my girlfriend's, I'm probably gonna wear my shoes at night. But like, yeah, around a house, never. Yeah. So, oh, that's awesome, Raul. You saw jumped over here because you saw my comment on Pathless Pedals YouTube. Great. Yeah, great to have you. There's a lot of crossover here. We're all, I think, pretty much all of us are fans of Russ and his attitude. All of us like all of us are pretty into gravel, bike packing, whatever. But we all also have other things. I really like vintage bikes and vintage road bikes. So Large Marge comes from the fixie world, kind of track bike world originally, but same with Pixel. He was a messenger. But Pudgy was more of what you did freestyle, mountain biking, a little bit of everything. So Obsolescence says it's fun to pass in Switzerland. That's awesome, man. I can't wait to get back to Europe when things are clear. Me and Aaron were kind of hoping to do an every other year thing. I've been to France, been to Rome, but really want to get back out there. So, aw dow, yeah. Oh, William went over the wheel wearing flip flops. Went over the bars wearing flip flops. Yeah, on obsolescence point, it's fun to pass serious bike guys in flip flops. I used to get a kick out of that when I first got back into cycling. I would just be on my Trek 4900 mountain bike, so a beat up, not beat up, but an older 2001 mountain bike with suspension. I'd be riding through the Cuyahoga Valley in my jeans and in a button down shirt, and then when jumping on the wheel of one of those roadies who would pass me and hanging with them, like, yeah, they would be pretty shocked when they looked back and I was still there. And it was like something that really, I really enjoyed to do, you know. Yeah, Gary says even Jesus didn't bike in sandals. Nice. Dino chargers for your chains, Dino. Dino chargers, yeah. Trolling pathless pedaled, picking up followers, sad. Rick likes numbers. Oh, Pixel Wolf mentioned Wolfbot's channel. He passes serious rider dressed as a nun, sometimes in flip flops. I believe I've seen clips of that people have shared as like memes or viral type videos. Yeah. Rick says he always screams hi and waves like a maniac at roadies. Yeah. It's even better when you come up on one and then drop them. You know, I know it's, like I said, I do have a competitive nature in me. I'm not a racer. It's not my thing, but it is still fun to, you know, the guy who's 100% kitted out on the, you know, $5,000 Pinarello to, you know, even this was 2 years ago on the Summit County hiking bike, and I passed a guy. I was like going for this, just a solo ride, but I was just like riding really hard this day on the Peugeot, and I can't remember if I was in jeans, but I was definitely dressed, well, like always, normal. But passed a guy, and he must have been a few years older than me, but caught back up to me, and he was like, I haven't seen a bike with down tube shifters in years, and he was riding this super fancy, expensive bike, whatever it was. I don't remember. And I was like, oh yeah, I like these vintage bikes, you know, they're just cool to me or whatever. He was like, oh, that's cool. And then he's like, nice chat, you know. So Roger's out. See you later, Roger. Oh, we're at 10:21 already? I didn't even realize that. Wow. Time went fast. I think I'm going to grab another beer and take a leak. Made a new members video so I could actually fit everyone in now. So, yeah, be right back. take a quick break here, let's first thank the members though. They really do help make this channel better in every way. If you want to add your name to this list, there is a link in the chat right now and also below this video. It is really appreciated. Like I said, it will help make the channel better in every way, but you also do get some special perks. There are extra videos, more content, discount on swag, and a few other things. Check out the link if you're interested. We do appreciate any support here though, so if you're just tuning in to watch for a little while, hit the like button. They say it helps out. But yeah, any kind of support, whether you've ever, bought a piece of swag, done a super chat, but even just watching is good enough. I appreciate it. I really have fun doing this, so I'm glad we have a little community here. Also, take this chance again to say join us in the Discord. That's become a really cool thing too. We'll be back in about a minute, but one more time, thanks to the members. Pudgy, it's the same video. I just rearranged the names so they fit better. Actually, the real reason is I had all the text on a different track and it was really bogging down my computer to keep re-rendering that, adding new names popping up at different times. Yeah, I think there was more that Premiere and my computer couldn't really handle adding any more tracks, so I put them all on one track for now. But oh my god. I have to get shit for the thanks video. The old one was kind of chaotic. They're too organized. All right, cancel your memberships. I didn't change the piddle vid, so that's all that matters. That's the one you guys really care about. So I actually have that. Like I said, I can't hear that song when it plays for some reason. It's too pretty and organized, nothing like me. Oh, good night, William. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, just from re-editing that video, I have that song in my head. But like I said, for some reason, I can't hear it when it plays over OBS. So it looks roady. Well, if that's the worst thing I do, so. Oh, that's the other thing. I actually it must be from me and Large Marge is exploring on Monday. I actually got poison ivy on my legs. So my legs were scratched up from all the thistle we went through, and they're scabbed up on the other side from my wreck the other night. And then today I wake up and I have poison ivy on top of it. And I'm like, how do I have poison ivy? There's barely even any green anywhere around yet. So, yeah. If carbon fiber was a fiddle video, it would be that one. Totally a roadie video. Oh, man. That made me lose my train of thought. I had totally somewhere I was going to go with that, but my leg herpes, yeah. Okay, editor. I guess I should have just rendered the. I did have them all nested. It was still slowing my stuff down, but. there was one other thing I wanted to talk about that. Not the members vid. Oh, Robin said he had poison ivy all over his arms and legs last year. Still got to wash his tent. Yeah. I actually, it's interesting with poison ivy because they say it's something that can actually get worse the more you get it. But I've found and it's different for everyone. Like now when I get it, it's like a couple days of itching and then it goes away and it doesn't spread as far as it seemed to used to be. I don't, I don't put anything on it. Some people I had a girlfriend years ago who got it and she like went to the doctor and like got yeah, whatever uh, topical stuff they'll give you and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, for me it's like a couple mosquito bites. That's what it feels like. And this only itched this morning. I took a shower and it already feels fine. So, yeah, obsolescence too. Yeah, you should make sure you wash any clothes that you might have been wearing when you think you got it. Because yeah, the oil can spread around and you could keep getting it over and over again. There's a common misconception that itching it is what spreads it, but that's where it comes from because people put on the same shoes or the same shorts or the same t-shirt that got it on there. But you can't spread, like the blisters do not spread poison ivy. The juice from the blisters do not spread poison ivy. It only spreads by the oil urusol or whatever it's called. Another word I don't know how to pronounce. So thanks, Rick. We have the channel actually has less subscribers than it did on Tuesday. It somehow went down, but that's how it goes. I think I lose because I used to do a lot of the film photography stuff. So I think once in a while people unsubscribe from because they're looking for that kind of film photography content. But hey, what's up, Citizen Science Corp? Been a while, or maybe it hasn't. I can't remember. Rusty said he got poison oak at basic training camp so bad that he had to be quarantined. Oh, Robin said he had steroids and lotion. That's what my girlfriend got, some kind of topical steroid for it. Um, yeah, I totally forgot about that. Yeah. Oh, Pixel, if you've never gotten, my dad doesn't get poison ivy. That could always change though, so he's never risky. Like if it was growing in the yard, he would always wear gloves and throw it away because it can change at almost any point. But yeah, he's never had poison ivy either, and I think I've had it every summer of my life. When I was a kid, there were times when I got it really bad. Like I remember like the outside of my leg just being completely covered in it, and it just itching like crazy. But you know, my my parents didn't do anything. They said, "Don't touch it, don't itch it, and it won't bother you." That classic kind of parents from the 1950s. So I'm interested. Oh, the poison oak thing. So my dad used to point out what is poison oak, and then I was on a walking tour with a naturalist from Summit Metro Parks, and I guess he said there's no poison oak in Ohio. It's not a thing in Ohio, and my dad has believed it and been pointing it out for years. This naturalist ranger, told us it doesn't exist here. I know what the five leaf plant that my dad always said it was, but apparently it's not a thing. So Rusty, I'd be where you were in basic training when you got it. Anyways, yeah. Hey, what's up, Peyton? He says the oil inside of a shell of a cashew is very closely related to the oil on poison ivy. Took him 30 years to figure out why he shouldn't eat cashews. Yeah, no reason to risk it. Yeah, for sure. Have you guys? This is one thing that Aaron showed me. That do you guys know what cashews grow like? By the way, he brought up cashews, and I think it's the most amazing thing. And I never understood why they were so expensive. I always thought they were just a fancy peanut, and I love them, but they are the craziest thing if you don't know, that you will ever see. It'll blow your mind. Yeah, because cashews aren't nuts. They're a seed that grows on the bottom of a cashew apple. or it's just a photo. Yeah. Sorry, I know this is a total tangent, but it's something that I just find fascinating. So the green on the bottom is the cashew, and that whole fruit is poisonous and gets thrown away. So if you wonder why cashews are so expensive, because they're this little thing that grows on the bottom of a big fruit. So, yeah, I don't know. One of my favorite nerdy little things right there. So, what? Why won't it? I want to show another photo. Yeah. Pixel said he likes running around in the woods. Hopefully, nothing gnarly happens. The poison ivy is usually really, it's almost always trail edge. So it's almost always right on the side of a trail, or it'll grow viney up trees. But your biggest risk is right when you step off of a trail. But I'm so good at identifying it, I could definitely avoid. It's the mittens, it's the 3 leaf, thing. But Pudgy says ivy dry is what they gave him when he was a guide, huh? Oh, Peyton says he gets so sick that 3 weeks of hell. I have a friend like that. He's uh, what's the thing when you can't eat gluten? What's the name of that? Celiacs. But once in a while, he's like, I have to have a beer, and then he knows he's going to be in the bathroom later. But oh, Rusty was at Fort Leonard, Missouri. Okay, so it is in the Midwest area, but yeah, cashews are so delicious. But now, I mean, it gives you an idea of why they're so freaking expensive. You know what I mean? Because all that other stuff is waste. So JMZ says he feels like we were being trolled. What, by my cashews? I don't know. Is the definition of troll kind of like the definition of a weed? There's no such thing really as a weed. A weed is just a plant that you don't want. So take that for what it's worth. I saw a video about removing poison ivy. He compared it to getting greasy working on your car. Soap will remove the oil, but you miss lots of spots. That would make total sense. In Boston, those are shoes you would drive in. Car shoes. Robin likes the raw. Yeah, too many almonds in a mix is my problem. Like I'll eat them, but they're such filler. The almonds aren't what I want to eat. I want to eat cashews. The cashew lobby has a new marketing campaign. Infiltrate wide YouTube streams. Hey, you know, I've always said that, I've got a couple things and I've got a couple videos that have been in the works for months that I've not put out where people have sent me stuff for free. And I said, if you send me something for free, I'll make a video about it. It won't be, doesn't mean it's going to be positive. But the cashew lobby, if they want to pay me and send me a lifetime supply of cashews, I will show cashew photos in every video. 'Cause really the reason I don't eat cashews more is because of their price. So, hey, what's up, Blackball 2006? So Blackball said, um, what is my go-to? This is poison ivy sign. Well, like I said, I mean, it's definitely the mitten thing. It's usually offset, but poison ivy could look pretty different. It's usually that it almost always has a little bit of color, and the plant never looks that clean. There's always unless it's really early spring. It usually seems to have a little, sometimes it'll have some holes in it or something. The vines usually start to change color to red. I've just identified poison ivy my whole life, and I just feel like I have a good sense of it. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to it's hard to say without looking at it and pointing it out to somebody. But yeah, Virginia creeper looks a lot like poison ivy. Macadamia are the devil's nuts. I just saw large Marge's comment. I'm just a shill for Big Nut. I've read about that almond. Is that in California? How it's like an environmental catastrophe to grow almonds out. Is that the nut they grow in California that's not native and it's really really bad for the environment? There's a couple things they farm, like a couple like orchard type nuts, and yeah, listen to too much NPR and I can't always keep everything straight. But like I said, there would be that I will take big nuts money in an instant. Plus, it's outside the scope of what we do, cameras and cycling. So that's the perfect thing to take money from is big nut. Oh, avocados have the same issue. Fun fact about avocados too is that all the Hass avocados, every avocado you eat that's grown and sold, are all a clone of one tree. Um, there's one that they imported and they cloned it. I think they graft them now. I believe. I think avocado trees are grafted. I like a lot like you have to do with certain apple varieties, but yeah, it's kind of an interesting fact is that all avocados are direct clones of one tree. There's no that would make sense too why it's bad for the environment because there's no variety. It's just like in Nebraska, just a cornfield. No animals live anywhere near those kind of farms because they're just huge monocultures. So yeah. All right, Nutter. All right, Dylan.
The lanky cyclist super chatted $1.99. Show me your cashews.
Is that how the Brits say it? Cashews. Yeah, see you later, Dylan. Oh, Rick asked about a food server on Discord because yeah, Pathless Pedaled has one. Uh, Rick's spending all his time over on the Pathless Pedal Discord. Take a lot from Big Nut. Jay Dandy says he left for a bit. Are we making fun of him in spandex? Cashews. Yeah. I'm not answering any of your questions, Pudgy. Robin says he ate too many cashews and super shed. Oh man, how do I get this back on track? There's no chance now. I'm talking about monocultures, avocados. I actually had an avocado for lunch today. I haven't had avocados for a long time, but there was the ones at the grocery store actually looked decent. So, oh, I know how I get this back on track. Pudgy, what was that bike company you shared in your Instagram stories? I meant to write it down and pull it up because it looked really cool, and I wanted to pull it up on the stream, but I can't remember now what it was. That sorry, that SPD sandal thing just popped up as I was closing out some of these windows and I got grossed out all over again. Cashew emoji. Untitled? Rusty says avocados are cheap and always good in Arizona. Rick said he's throwing out more than he's eaten. I have a good sense for feeling up an avocado to know if it's going to be good or not. But they go on sale here, and that's when I buy them. They do 2 for $3, so that's about the best deal in Ohio you'll ever get on a avocado. Oh, there's the one he was. Yeah, there's the bike he shared. Where? How do I make that picture so it's not freaking tiny? Gallery. Can we make this big? So this is Untitled Cycling. So these are handmade steel bikes, I believe. Handmade custom steel bikes. Yeah, that's pretty cool looking. Look how thin those seat stays are. Are those pack mounts all down the fork too? It's kind of like a reverse double top tube, like from like the Rivendales, huh? Oh, that has a dynamo on it, doesn't it? Is that light a dynamo from a dynamo hub? I know Pixel was talking about those earlier. One thing that's always bothered me about those, if you had any problem with them, it seems like it could be a real pain, like especially if you've internally routed them and everything. Oh, sorry, two. So that's one piece, that's one tube they've bent as these seat stays that come all the way around, kind of like the second top tube. That little curve looks so cool. This is the Philly Bike Expo 10th anniversary. Some zip wheels on that. Yeah, what does this build cost? $10,000. The fork kind of looks like almost like an all city one with those little how it's raised there. It's super rad. Yeah. I wish this would let me go full screen with it. Oh, that's cool too, that curve. So it's untitled and the head badge is just blank. That's kind of cool. Sorry, I got totally sucked into this. So do cashews? No, not November. Oh, Pixel was talking about getting a dyno generator. They custom make them at the local bike shop down the block from you. Does anyone here run? Does anyone here run dynamos on anything? A couple of our friends do. The White brothers that we hang out with. I know one of them had on something. I can't think of anyone else who has. Guess I'm not typing where I thought it was. God, I am using a new browser and the image search is awful. It's Firefox and it's horrible for this. You don't click on it and get like a full size image. Wow, I need to get rid of this. Anyways. Why am I on Pinterest? I'm doing an image search. Yeah, not having a lot of luck. So this browser's got to go. At least for the streams. Yeah, I'm finding like not at all what I'm trying to find. Yeah, Pinterest. I remember when Pinterest came about and someone like shared some of my photos on there, and they just like they would share like a photo I had taken and posted to Flickr, and like their version on Pinterest would have like thousands of likes and comments, and none of it went back to me at all. I hate that website. It's just like it's like the first way to really steal someone's stuff. Like, but Rick's comment. Yeah, Peyton talking about the first like seriously planned group ride would be the 13th. We've talked about doing some other like side or smaller ones, but this will be the first truly organized one. That's the website for it so far. I haven't even made a custom domain or anything, but the link still works. Blackwall does his own road touring bike, 1986 Miata 610. Nice. Yeah, Pudgy, that search was horrible. I'll get Chrome back on here for the stream so I could deal with it the way I like to deal with a normal image search. Chrome just runs really heavy on the system now. And when I have a bunch of browsers open in Photoshop and Premiere, it's like a waste of resources to have a browser that runs heavy on your computer. Funny Brad was telling me it's like they're preloading all kinds of stuff, so it's fast. So Chrome itself is fast, but it's bogging down your system. And so I switched to Firefox, which runs like super light, but apparently sucks for image searches. So, yeah. 13th of June. Yeah, June 13th. Sorry for the first meetup ride. I do like Firefox is the devil's browser. Google it. Oh, USB plug building the light on the Axolux. Blackball says he loves it. The biggest issue is the storage device, not the hub. Pixel said Chrome is a RAM hog, but it's good. It destroys his computer while he's streaming, but it works well for just pushing content out. Yeah. I've been happy not running Chrome. I've been happy with going back to Firefox. I used Firefox way back in the day, and when Chrome came out, their big selling point was the very clean interface and how light it ran on your computer. And back when computers weren't as powerful, that was a big deal. Yeah. I find it's just like Windows in general. Windows, like for a while after like that Vista debacle, they went back to like a softer running operating system. But now the operating system itself is taking up so much of my system resources. I hate it. Anyways, that's all nerd stuff that Pudgy won't understand because he does everything on a telephone. So, oh, that's your birthday, Peyton? Patrick says Firefox plus DuckDuckGo SE. Yeah, that's what Funny Brad recommended to me. But yeah, yeah. With the meetup thing, I was talking about that because we were talking about like Dylan took off, but he was talking about here in Ohio, someone was just even doing some shorter stuff from May on, because that's when so far it seems like he's going to be vaccinated, I'll be vaccinated, a bunch of us. So yeah, trying to do some other, whether there's even like simple rides that aren't as much planned. I figured this industrial gravel ride, we'll do this as the first like big thing with like kind of a plan together. I mean, definitely a route, a rollout time, an after party, stuff like that. And see how it goes, see how many people are interested, who turns up, how we all get along, because most of us haven't met each other in person and stuff like that. And then maybe like trying to do like a serious plan one like this once a month. Dylan said he was interested in doing something like this in Columbus and showing us around. But yeah, doing side meetups and using the Discord to plan anything, any small groups is totally I think something that people can do and should do, like that. So. Pig roast at the ride in honor of pork. Pudgy says should have bought a Mac. No way. Never. No, like I said, the goal is to build a 4K editing PC with Brad. You just can't get anything. You can't get graphics cards. He actually sent me an article today. A speedboat was captured carrying graphics cards, high-end smuggled graphics cards. That's how crazy it is right now, like, of trying to get this stuff. People are smuggling them, so. Industrial Thunderdome, 2 Cyclist Center, only one leaves. Rick asked if I said something. He was on the PLP Discord. Should we do that? I don't know if you guys have watched Rusty with your joust, but with chainsaws or something. Some of those old is that in line of sight when they're doing those like kind of like challenges on the bikes? Is that in Lucas Brunel's Line of Sight movie, or is that a different documentary I was watching? It's been a while since I've watched Line of Sight, but they did do all those kind of crazy like cycling competitions. I have plenty of stuff we could use as jousting poles here around the studio. If you guys want to get crazy, and the alley back out behind here is not that busy, so. Rick's party pacing on the grab. All right, I am going to, I know it wasn't that long ago, but throw up the pedal brake video, and then it's almost 11, come back and wrap everything up. Tall bike jousting, yeah. Plus, we got to get the pedal brake video in here anyways, because it's the best thing. Oh yeah, the bunny hop thing. That's what I'll do. Pedal brake video, talk about bunny hopping, and then wrap it up. So. Yep, my mic was off. Whoops. So where was I? Oh, I was saying hi to Brad Z. I saw Brad Z jumped in and is in on the. I turned it down for the piddle break and I forgot, but I got it. Got it sorted now. Oh, a little hot. Looks like it's a little hot. Hot mic. There's a lot of buttons to push over here, Pudgy. Give me a break. Yeah. Did I see? I thought I saw that. Oh yeah, B Vixer did jump in here. Yeah. He also texted me that I'm muted, but after I figured out. Time for a Rick super chat when there's no sound. Actually, that wouldn't have been affected because I didn't turn off the desktop audio. I turned off my voice. So, a lot of buttons to push over here. Yeah, Brad Z's in on the jousting. Funny Brad has jumped in. Yeah. Rick said he missed his cue. Oh, this is what I was saying. We were talking about before the break, or about to talk about, is when I was riding with Large Marge, I was talking about how I really wanted to get so like Aaron doesn't really have the handle of like going over something like a fallen log, just even pulling your bars up and rolling over it, and it got me into Flavortown. Brad is here as well. Got me talking about how I've never really been able to bunny hop well. Like I'm good at shifting my weight. Like I grew up in a neighborhood that was all everything had the steep curbs, classic suburban neighborhood. So if you didn't learn to pull up your handlebars and get up over the curb, you were going to be going over the bars, every time you rode your bike. But I've never really learned to get the rear wheel off the ground that well. And even though I've watched the tutorials, and we shared some videos in the Discord, it's one thing that I think is a pretty much an essential skill to protect your bike and to protect yourself. I know Obsolescence was talking about it a little bit too. And it's just like one of those skills where I really need to do like they say, throw down a towel or a shirt or a cardboard box, something that's not going to stop you, and just start practicing it and really learn how to do it. So, Pudgy says to bunny hop with flats, you do a scooping motion with your feet and pull the bike up that way. Yeah, and it seems like something I should know because like I said, I have a total understanding of how to shift my weight on the bike and to keep the rear wheel from like having that super hard impact after you jump something with your front, but I've never put the time into really figuring it out.
The lanky cyclist super chatted $1.99. Button pushing is hard with greasy cashew fingers.
That cashew, yeah. Yeah, that cashew money, I slip around here a little bit. So, but again, Pudgy, since you kind of come from like doing like the freestyle world and BMX stuff, that's like a skill that's like essential when you learn it. People always ride clipless, have like the cheat of kind of being able to pull your bike up, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, if I can ollie a skateboard, I should be able to do a bunny hop on a bike. That's you know a pretty you know it's something that takes time and like coordination to learn. So cashew. Rick asked if I could mute myself again. Well, I'm looking at if there was. Oh, there was a couple other. Oh, Rusty's got his dinner going on here. Pucker Butt Pepper Company. That's right on cue. Navi, who was the new guy who might just be Yes Yes Pork, I'm guessing. He said they're 13, so they can't drink, has a Sprite. Pudgy says with, oh wow, my weird. With free ride BMX, everything you do is based off bunny hops or horse hops. Yeah, and that's like skateboarding. You can't do anything unless you learn how to ollie, right? So, but cycling, you could ride your bike for a long time without ever learning it. I was horse hop is front wheel first. Okay. Bunny hops both wheels at the same time. Horse hop is front wheel first. So that kind of motion. Huh. Pork and Sprite are a classic combination. I think they are. Yeah. Oh, are these Ben's new? Ben put his new kicks up in here. Blackball said later, peeps practice manuals. See you, Blackball. I'm reading about these shoes that Large Marge posted up in here. Are these just like super lightweight, so they're just easy to bring on the ride? Like they fold down? Is that like kind of the thing they got going on here? Brad Z's asking, have I seen those skate trainers that help you learn to ollie while stationary? I wonder if there's equivalent with bike. No, I've never seen any kind of skate trainer. Well, stationary. That's how you learn to ollie. You just stand there and try and ollie over and over again, isn't it? Let's see if I could find a. Good night, Lanky. See if I could try to find a skate trainer image. Oh, yeah, I remember. These are the things with the. Oh no, they go on your wheels, so your skateboard doesn't roll. No, just learn how to skateboard. Is this what you're talking about? I don't see how this would help you at all. If you don't know how to balance, how if you can't balance a skateboard, how is this going to help you? I hate this. I mean, if you just balance your weight over the board, why is this going to be an issue? Same thing with like trying to bunny hop. I don't need my wheels not to move. I want to learn how to do it while moving. But you practice by. I don't think bunny hopping a bike would work in the same way, anyways, if this does work at all, because you can't just stand. I mean, unless you could. If you're that good at track standing, where your bike's not moving, you're already going to be uh, able to bunny hop, I would think. Yeah, I get that it keeps the board from rolling, but the board moving a little bit is part of being able to do it right. But yeah, with like I said, if you're like with cycling, you're on two wheels, so I mean, you can't just be stationary. This is the most unnecessary thing I've ever seen in my life. No, no, clipless sandals are the most unnecessary thing I've ever seen. It's the second most unnecessary thing I've ever seen in my life. Board can't roll out from underneath you. Again, though, if you don't have your balance on your skateboard, you're not going to be ollieing anything anyways. I don't know. You're going to learn to ride a skateboard before you attempt to ollie it, you know. That's just like my opinion, man. Oh yeah, yeah, I got you. You're describing what they how they work and what they do, not whether it's a true benefit. Tits on a hole. Yeah. What were you saying? What is the so like we always called, you know, a manual on a skateboard is riding on your back two wheels. I hear people say that on a bike. What's the difference between a wheelie and a manual on a bicycle? That's something I don't understand. Or is that just two terms for the same thing? Like it's always been if a skateboard, if you're on the back two wheels, it's a manual. On a bike, if you're on the back wheel, it's a wheelie, right? If you're on the front wheel on a bike, it's an endo. I've never. In case I'm missing something, because I'm not a freestyle BMX guy, so I could just be missing something. Keith Moon used those skateboard things. Oh, Rusty says pedaling or not. So if you're coasting, you're manualing. If you're pedaling, you're wheeling. That makes sense. I guess I would assume I have that right. Ah, okay. B Vixer says, didn't he die from moose pills? That makes sense now. I get it. Yeah. So James, said wheelie talk. F yeah. Do you guys watch Jamesy, do you watch Slumworm? Yeah, and that makes sense why it relates to skateboarding then, where a manual is just rolling and balancing on your back wheel, because that's how you would be doing it on a skateboard, obviously. So, yeah, moose pills are very deadly. Mooney could alley on a moose blindfolded. Yes, moose. Yes, 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 moose. Oh, Pudgy already got it. Beat me to the punch. All right, I have got to go. I am exhausted. I actually had a horrible night of sleep because of the sore rib from my wreck. But yeah, got some, got a couple videos that'll come out over the weekend. Like I said, hopefully Tuesday we'll have Micah on and get to hear his story about riding the Fool's Loop. I'm guessing this will be highly entertaining. Micah is a good storyteller, anyways, but it sounds like it would. It sounds like it was pretty intense. Um, Talked to some of you other guys about in the Discord about doing some more guest appearances on here. Like I said, I really want to work back down in the shop and do some videos like that, but Rick's comment, my laptop is just getting so faulty. So oh, JMZ said he always just jumps something with his front wheel and manual. My front wheel and my back wheel smashes into whatever I jumped over. Not the most. Yeah, I mean, that's always a an issue. Like I said, I'm always just shifting my weight to try and not smash that rear wheel. But all right, dudes, it's bedtime. It's 11:12, and yeah, Rusty, he actually didn't confirm the day. I asked him if he wanted to be on the show next week. So I'm going to see him on Saturday. So I will post in the Discord when I know for sure. So you can plan. But I'm hoping for Tuesday. We'll see. So, yeah, I think he messaged me back and then literally stepped on the airplane. So the conversation didn't really get finished. All right, dudes. Peace.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Cause
Yeah.
this time.
Fitzwater photo. All right, let's see if we could get B. Nope, we missed B. Vixer's super chat. He has Rick timing. Sorry, Brad. You were too late.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Cause
Yeah.
this time.
Fitzwater photo.